What's up there guys, it's Mac, hope you guys are well. This is a new CEX store that's just opened in Angel, and it's literally on that path just when you come out of the station and you've got the market there. This is a new store that one of my friends discovered, and he told me about it. He said they literally just shot up from nowhere, and I usually go around that area, so obviously I've never seen this store as well. So this is definitely one of those new stores. We could even say it's a launch store exclusive tour that I've got for you guys here. But yeah, this is another new CEX store tour. Recently I did the Whitechapel store tour. This one is actually video footage as well, so I do actually have video footage as well as some pictures as well. But brilliant store. Obviously, like I said, whenever a new store opens, you tend to have a lot more interesting stock, things that are a lot more hard to get, and this one definitely had a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to go through a bunch of pickups as well that I've got for you guys. But first of all, let's drop that intro and let's get into this store tour. Drop it. Okay, so this is the CEX store tour and also pickups video. I'm gonna have my pickups towards the end of the video, but this is literally the outside of the store. You've got some interesting stuff already from the get-go, from the glass area. You can see you've got a bunch of retro stuff there that you can see, and we're gonna go right to the back of the store to the DVD section so that we can actually see from one end of the store all the way to the other end. It's a fairly small store. It's not that huge, but they do have a fair bit of stock, from obviously you can see from the video trailer right there. So I mean, you've got Xbox, you've got PS4, Xbox One, you've got the Nintendo section, you've got a nice healthy section of PS2 games as well as Nintendo DS and Nintendo 3DS games. But also the retros area has a bunch of games that you would not expect. Sorry about the sound guys. And also there is plenty of retro stuff within the cabinets, which I was really happy to see. As soon as you get right through, you can see on this side over here you've got more of the retro stuff. So this glass cabinet is the one that you get directly when you go into the store, and it's on the right. And man, do they have a lot of classics. The Mega Drive stuff right there, the Sega handheld, what was it called, Sega Gamegear handheld. You got the DS handhelds there obviously with the GameCube stuff, the 2DS's and the Wii U, a bunch of Joy-Cons, Nintendo Switch stuff, PS3 stuff. But definitely the actual glass cabinet section, this is the Blu-ray area, but the glass cabinet section was the impressive stuff. Anyway guys, you guys also saw the pictures as well. From the pictures you can see how many awesome retro stuff are there. They've got Game Gear stuff galore. I mean, I was pretty much really surprised with the Game Gear stuff there. One of the main pickups. Anyway, let's just go into the pickups so you can actually see what I picked up, because you could already see that there is plenty of things to pick up. These two games right here were definitely a must buy. This was, I think this was about £6 or something, and this was only £5. I wasn't really looking to get SNES games, but when you see these type of good deals and it's a clean cartridge, you know, you have to get it. So you know, it just made sense to pick it up. One video, I'm going to just get everything out so it doesn't make too much noise. Okay, so this is some interesting stuff right here. I haven't been picking up hardly any NES games, but now I've got two right here. I mean, this is Top Gun. I've heard quite a few things about it. It's one of those games that's obviously loved and hated at the same time, but for £4, I thought I'll just give it a go. This one over here, Chip and Dale. Check that out guys. This is only £6 right there. So for £6, look at that beautiful artwork right there. It's a cartoon that obviously I recognize, and it's a NES game that I know is going to be good as well. It's a game pack by Capcom, so it's a Capcom game as well guys, so definitely it's one that's going to be a good, I've never played it before, but I'm sure it's going to be one of those good platformer games, and you know, you can't go wrong with classic Capcom back on the NES days. So definitely a good steal right there to pick that one up. This one I've been looking out for a while. I've never actually had it in my collection for some reason as well. So this is for the Sega Mega Drive, also the Sega Genesis, known as in the United States. This console game, this game is obviously one of them ones that always comes out in the classic collections by Sega. As you can see, it's got the full inlay manual and obviously the cartridge there as well. Interesting game, you know, quite mixed reviews when it comes to people about this game, but definitely it's one that Sega prizes on, and I definitely wanted to have that in my collection as well. So good for good case there, only £4, so you know, it just made sense to pick that up. Alright, now these are one of the definitely more the rarer finds in a CEX store. How often have you ever found a Sega Gamegear TV tuner? Guys, a Sega Gamegear TV tuner and also a Gamegear battery pack. Now this is pretty awesome. I mean, okay, let's talk about the TV tuner first. This one only works for original classic TV, so the digital TV does no longer does not support this, so it's via the antenna aerial. Obviously that TV is no longer supported, it's no longer broadcast, but it's definitely cool to have that in the collection. It's got all the little bits over there, Sega Gamegear information at the top there. You know, just literally just slots directly into the Game Gear, and it works like that. I think I paid £6 for this, guys. Pretty awesome. You wouldn't find this in a CEX hardly ever, but because it's a launch CEX store, it's a new one that just launched in Angel Market. It makes sense that they're gonna have a bit more of an oddball retro items that haven't been picked out yet. So it's really cool to see that, especially in London. Now this one is really awesome. This is the Game Gear battery pack. I absolutely wanted to pick this up for a long time. I saw it once selling it on eBay. It was sold for, I believe it was going with the Game Gear for about, I don't know, usually they go for like £35–40 on its own, I think. And with the Game Gear obviously going for a lot more. I think you're looking at around about 70 quid or something like that. But they bundled in with the Game Gear, and I didn't want to get that Game Gear because obviously if I'm going to pick up a Game Gear, I want to make sure that it's modded already. So you definitely want to be going for a Game Gear that's modded so that the screen actually has a way more better screen brightness, as well as the actual colors and stuff, and it's not dimmed like what happens to a lot of Game Gears after a certain amount of time. So I didn't want to pick that one up, so I had to pass on it, but on its own as well, it's going for quite a lot. I paid £5 for this, guys. Trust me, this is hard to get a hold of. You've actually got a so this is the bit that I believe would go into the Game Gear itself. You've got a DC in, I believe, over there, so that's where you charge it. It didn't come with a power plug, but won't be hard to work it out. It's an input of 9 volts, output of 7.2 volts, so I can literally just get any universal plug and get that plugged in and just basically get it working. You've got the on and off over here, so essentially it's a battery pack for back in the day for when you wanted to take your Game Gear on the go, because obviously it took up a lot of battery, that Game Gear. I think it was about 6 AA batteries or something like that. So really cool to have this in the collection. What's so funny is that I haven't actually got a Game Gear yet, but I'm definitely picking up a bunch of peripherals because I'm getting in preparation for when I do finally find that Game Gear. And moving on with that theme, you will see why I'm literally picking up a bunch of stuff for the Game Gear. Here are a bunch of Game Gear games that I literally got from that store. You're looking at basically between £1, between 75p. It's basically what? Between 75p, 25 pence, I think some of them, £1, you know, £2 max. Majority of them were just brilliant, you know, so I just basically picked up a few from the shelf. And the actual staff there basically saw that I picked up a few, and he was like, we actually have a few more on the bottom shelf that you can't see, it's around the back, so do you want me to bring that out for you? And I was like, yeah, go on. And then he brought them out, and I was like, wow, well impressed. So I basically bought a bunch more stuff for the Game Gear. So here's a Space Harrier, you know, £1 there. You've got Peoples, I think that's called Popils. It's got that Tengen what's that label there as well, so definitely cool to have that. Dragon Crystal. You got Factory Panic. This looks really cool. 75p, guys. You know, like 75p to see it there. But I mean, check that out. It's a cool artwork. I knew that it should be good, so I grabbed it. These ones are awesome as well. They came in the actual Game Gear cases. So we've got, So we got Wonder Boy right here. Wonder Boy again. It's like a different cover. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Sonic the Hedgehog 1. And Castle of Illusion for the Game Gear. Now you gotta remember, a bunch of these games for the Game Gear were basically re-releases of Master System games. So definitely it's cool to have that library coming over to the Mega Drive to the Game Gear. But these are games that I actually played on the Master System, but I never actually owned on the Mega Drive, and I never actually owned on the Game Gear. So I thought, whenever I do look at Game Gear games, I look at the ones that I've got nostalgia attachment to when I played on the Master System, and then end up buying those. So obviously things like Castle of Illusion, Sonic games, these are all games that I played. So I'm literally just finding them on the Mega Drive, on the Game Gear, and just picking them up straight from just familiarity, basically. Yeah, I think that's basically it, guys. So literally an awesome store, fairly small. It's quite narrow when you get in. The counters towards the middle. You've got DVDs at the back. When you come in, you've got the glass cabinet on the right with all the retro stuff. On the left side, you've got Blu-rays. As you go into the middle, you've got more of the newer systems, or the Nintendo systems there as well. Definitely a good store to check out. I do recommend you guys check it out. Once again, I'm not sponsored by CEX or any of these branches. I'm literally just giving you guys my shop tour, my pickups, and my own experiences from visiting one of these CEX branches. It's been a while since I've done a bunch of CEX store tours, but do check them out. I've started doing a few more recently, the recent one being the Whitechapel branch that opened up recently, and I did I would say it was basically a launch store CEX tour. So again, very similar to that experience, as in this being a launch store as well. It only opened up recently, not the exact date, but I would say definitely around this time, which would be we're in August of 2018. So I wouldn't say it's opened up any sooner than that. And literally it was brilliant to check it out, so I would do recommend you guys check it out as soon as you can before all the good stuff gets picked out. Anyway guys, hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you want. Really appreciate all of my subscribers, so thank you very much for that. And do check out my other shop tour for CEX. The playlist is in the end button, description is in the end cards as well as in the description as well, so do check that out. I've got a bunch of other CEX store tours that I've done across the country, and I'm still going to continue to try and cover as many CEX as I can nationwide throughout the whole of the United Kingdom. Anyway guys, until next time, take care guys, this is Mac. Peace out.